Climate change is happening now, and those climate changes can be hot weather or cold weather, or some floods, or places that are wet, or places that are unusually dry. So are all those things a problem? Everyone makes it. And in my opinion, I believe that climate change isn't a problem because it doesn't affect us much, and climate change is always stops. So I will talk about two reasons for why we shouldn't just pay attention to climate change because it isn't a problem. Now, firstly, I think that climate changes isn't a problem because it will stop. You know, the ice age, it did happen maybe for a long time, but it did stop, and it was followed by hot weather. It was cold weather, and then it was followed by hot weather, and that hot weather is still happening now. And you might think that it happens for a very, very long time, but it, when it happens for a long time, it doesn't mean that it will happen forever. It means that it's just happening for a long time. And it will be followed by cold weather or just normal fair weather in the future or in future times. Or for others, much shorter events of climate changes can be floods or droughts. You know, the floods happen for only a few days, and then all the water just go down the drains or in some places. And as for droughts, and maybe it's sunny in that place, but then it will definitely rain in the future. So people need not worry about climate changes because it will stop at some point, even if that change is happening for a long time. So now for my second point, I believe that we shouldn't worry about climate changes because many people have survived through climate changes. People have survived floods, maybe many died, but they have survived. There are still people who survived floods or who has lived through hot weather, and almost every people survive droughts because it only harms farmers, wheat and crops. It doesn't really make people thirsty. It only makes those poor ones, and they might die, of course, but there are still many people left, and those people have survived many climate changes or natural disasters. And like when people just keep worrying about climate changes, they worry that some kind of flood is going to kill them or is going to harm them or harm their properties, then when they worry too much, it might happen because they're worrying too much and they don't really pay attention to what is really happening. They just think about things that might happen. They don't think about things that is going to happen or is happening right now. So I believe that people shouldn't worry about climate changes because people have survived a lot of natural disasters. They have survived floods, and they have survived through droughts, and they have survived many things like hot weather or extremely hot weather or extremely cold weather. They have survived through blizzard storms and all those sort of things. In conclusion, I strongly believe that we shouldn't worry about climate change. And climate change isn't a problem because climate changes always stop, even if it happens for a quite long time. And also, people shouldn't or need not worry about climate changes because climate changes have happened a lot and many people have survived through countless months. So that is all my opinion about why climate change isn't a problem, and thank you for listening.